Shalom. I wanted to take a moment to talk about maybe courtship is the right word. I'm often asked by many millennial men, what type of woman should they be looking for? And almost always, their main focus is the exterior. Like, what does this woman look like? And yet, when I speak to men of the Most High, their framework or their blueprint for this type of woman is the woman mentioned by King Lemuel in Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 through 31. And it's interesting though that the king, in this context or this text, could have probably had any woman he wanted, but he longed for the woman who was virtuous. And what was interesting that many men miss, they miss that not one time in his description of this virtuous woman did he describe her exterior attributes. In other words, how she looked. So I want to take a moment to go through the text real quick to help men, like, please don't swerve on what I'm saying. Like, looks is important. That's what gets your attention, but it's her characteristics and what all that she brings to the table that will snatch or grab your heart, that will make you feel secure, like my wife does, that I don't have to worry about not trusting her. She's a safe space for me. And I desire that for all of you. And I'm sure you guys want that for yourself. So let's look at Proverbs chapter 31, 10 through 31. And gentlemen, I really want you to look at the fact that this king, again, who probably could have had any woman he desired, he was seeking the woman who was rare, the woman who was virtuous. But her looks did not make her virtuous. It was her attributes. So verse 10, the first verse, says she's hard to find. And as many of you who've talked many times, reached out to me on social media or in our men's groups, we know finding a virtuous woman, a woman who's industrious, a woman who is really, more importantly, seeking Yah than she's seeking a man, that's very hard to find. Let's look at the next attribute, meaning she's not out there. That's what I love about that as well. The next attribute, she is worth more than jewels. So she's invaluable. She's probably not even swayed by what you have, but paying attention to more so of who you are. Verse 11, her husband trusts her. For me to be able to trust my wife, Nicole, without worry, without concern, is liberating, considering all that I have going on in my life. To come home and not have to worry about that is a major blessing. And I must agree with King Lemuel that that is very hard to find. Next, she brings her husband no evil. Verses 13 and 14. She is a hard but skilled worker. This woman is industrious. She's skilled, and we'll see later at what she's skilled at. But a lot of times, as men, I'm gonna be real with you, is that you get intimidated when you come across women who are skilled, especially in the workforce today, corporate America, or she has more than you. For me, that never intimidated me with Nicole. Early on in our years of being married, she made more money than I did. She, I mean, highly educated, smart, intelligent. And so doors opened up for her more than they did for me at the time. And it didn't make me less of a man. I didn't feel like intimidated. I still led our home, and she wanted me to be in that position. That's the benefit of having a virtuous woman. Next, verses 16 and 24, she builds her own resources and she's an investor. I can tell you how many good friends of mine, highly successful and millionaires, who don't allow their wives to help them in areas of finance, in areas of decision making that typically a man feels like only he could lead, especially one who comes to the relationship and he has all the resources. This is a grave mistake, gentlemen. Next, verse 19, she is skilled at spinning wool. Again, King Lemuel has yet to describe how this woman looked, and we'll see why at the end. She is compassionate and gives to the needy. Verse 20. The next one, verses 21 and 22. She provides necessity for her family. She dresses with class. Her husband is respected because of her. Verse 24. She is mentally strong and dignified. Verse 26. She has a wise tongue. Verse 27. She is wise and responsible. The next one, let's go verse 28. She is praised in her home. Another attribute or another characteristic or another sign that she's virtuous is she's above average. Verse 29. Her value is not in her beauty, and this is verse 30, or charm, but in the fear of Yahuwah, the Most High. Charm is deceptive, and beauty does not last. But a woman who fears Adonai, which is Hebrew for the Lord, will greatly be praised. Beauty is fleeting. It doesn't last. So why do we use it as a barometer for the woman we desire to marry and stay with for as long as we can live? We need to start seeking the attributes or the deeper characteristics that make her or make up the virtuous woman. And lastly, verse 31, she bears good fruit. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise. Choose wisely, or better yet, choose righteously or godly. Remember, our eyes can deceive us, but the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of Yah, never will. And I pray that this moment is a blessing to you and will keep you encouraged and focused on the right thing. Again, I'm not saying the way your future wife look is irrelevant. However, what I'm saying, what's most important is her interior design.